Hello and welcome to the Tea Room Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Tina Jesson, and if you're new here, I'm the tea room owner who turned a single scones recipe into 4 tea rooms in the USA. Since then, I've been on a mission to help passionate tea time people like you to achieve the same financial freedom. In this week's episode, I'll be featuring a tea room in the news. We'll be talking about why size matters, what we can do to diversify, and how to get PR for your business. So let's get started. So today I'm going to be highlighting a tea room owner, and the headline goes, "Owner not giving up on her dream after closing a too small tea room in a Nottinghamshire village." Yes, this story is from Nottinghamshire Live, an online article all about a tea room owner who has struggled to make this tiny cafe work, and she's hoping to reinvent business, and she's determined to make it a success. Steph Inglis says she's not giving up on her dream after taking over the Brambles Tea Room in Burton Joyce. Steph, who runs a thriving tea room with the same name in Epperstone, took over the Burton Joyce business in September, but with very limited seating inside. She said that she'd tried as a cafe and it's way too small and it felt a bit uncomfortable. There were just 12 seats inside. I felt that due to the cafe being so small on the inside, I had to rely on outdoor space. Earlier this month, she closed the cafe in Main Street, posting a message that it wouldn't reopen until March 2025. She's been reconsidering the future of the business, even putting it up for sale. But after thinking it through, she said she's determined to make it work. And she'll be leaving 2 or 3 tables inside so people can still catch up when the weather picks up. There'll also be 10 to 12 seats outside. Steph's also considering takeaway items such as cobs, sandwiches, soups and toasties. She said that she was really needed to push this. Customers had told her that the business had been a failed cafe a couple of times and it's hard to get it back to where it needs to be, but she's determined to try. So let's have a look at what this actually means. Let's look at this as a case study. We do need to be careful when we're looking for property that we do our due diligence and that we look to see what the property was before. And if in this case it was a cafe and had failed, look at why do you think it had failed and how can you overcome that? And that's one of the things that you really need to be putting into your business plan. And also think about how many seats, because if you're not going to get enough people coming in and eating, then you're going to be limiting the amount of revenue that you can earn, even on a really good day. So size really does matter. I would say that for a tea room concept, you need to be looking at 12 tables, not 12 seats. So 30 is the minimum number of seats. I think 12 would be too small to actually make that a viable business, especially if you're having to cover overheads like your rent, your electricity and gas, utilities, internet. There's so many overheads that we have once we open brick and mortar. So we do need to make sure that the size of the property isn't going to be too small. But I do like the fact that Steph is looking to diversify and she's looking at the building rather than saying I'm going to try and shoehorn a tea room in here. She's stepping back and thinking, this is the space I have. What's the best format for my business moving forward? What is the best way of making this work? She's now thinking that if she had it more as a bakery and people were just coming in for grab and go items such as cobs, which is a Nottinghamshire term for a bread roll that's stuffed with filling like a sandwich. So she's looking at those sorts of things to take away so that people can have their lunch on the run, sandwiches, soups, hot toasties, which is a little bit like a grilled cheese, for example, for those of you in the States wondering what a toasty is. And she's looking at diversifying that, but she's giving herself some time as well for when the weather gets a little bit better so she can have more seating outside. But the next interesting fact that I wanted to reference is the fact that this is a press release. It's an article that's gone into Derbyshire Live. It's a news stream. It's online. And this article has been published, and it's something I've come across. So this is something to think about. Make sure that you're continually engaging with your local press and that you're sending press releases out. So even in what could be seen as quite a negative story, she's turned it around into a story of hope, and she sent this out and it's been published. It's actually been published in between Christmas and New Year, which can be a bit of a slow time for news, and she's got it into the press. So think about that. If you're looking at promoting your business, always remember that PR is a good way of getting free publicity. And I don't know if you realize this, but as a tea room owner myself, when I was living in the States, as a business owner in the UK for over 20 years, I have never paid for advertising, but I always send press releases out each month to various places. And it's something to think about, especially between Christmas and New Year's. Yes, get your PR hat on and get that sent out. So that's everything from me this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to become a tea room in the news, then do reach out to me. I will also be doing interviews with tea businesses. They might be tea merchants, they might be people who contribute to the tea industry in some way. It could be China, it could be teapots, it could be different people that are producing tea or selling tea, or different tea rooms around the world, not just in the UK and America, but we also have tea rooms in our group from Canada to Australia and everywhere in between. So until next time, this is Tina Jesson from Tea Room Secrets signing off.